By now, you can probably walk and chew gum at the same time. But way back in the day, the Mayans and Aztecs were building pyramids, mastering astronomy, ruling Mesoamerica, and chewing gum at the same time. But it was an unlucky Mexican president in exile by the name of Antonio López de Santa Anna who is responsible for the chewing gum phenomenon as we know it. So, what you know about the wild Mexican history of gum? Before it was slipped into baseball card decks, smuggled in lollipops, or even put behind the ear of that gross girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, indigenous people of Mesoamerica were already chewing gum to clean their teeth and quench their thirst. The Mayans called it chicle, and the Mexican people called it chicle. In fact, the workers whose job it was to harvest the gum sap from the sapodilla, or chico zapote tree, were called chicleros, which is how the term chicle came to be. So you can't really say that someone invented gum unless of course you think the slow-growing sapodilla evergreen trees native to the forests of Mesoamerica deserve credit for just existing. I, for one, don't like to give credit to anything just for existing. In fact, I'm most annoyed about things that don't exist, like unicorns, chupacabras, and a single human being who appreciates what Mario Lopez has done for entertainment. Also, there's the fact that people have been chewing on chicle for millennia. Thanks to the Florentine Codex compiled by Friar Bernardino de Sahagún in 1540, we have some record of Mesoamerican societies, and in particular, how they felt about gum chewing. The Friar Bernardino, prejuicioso by trade, took notes on the manners of Aztecs. According to him, it was shameful for married men or women to be seen chewing chicle in public. That kind of behavior was only proper for older women and children. This way too judgy take on gum chewing is something that also survived the ages. Not only did Emily Post and Leon Trotsky find chewing gum detestable, but even today, if you're an on-camera personality like me, you are strictly forbidden from chewing gum, or our executive producer will, quote, shatter a stage light across my face. So, how did the chicle of Mesoamerica and Mexico cross over to baseball, Paris Hilton, and my shoe the other day? It was with the help of the troubled ex-Mexican president Antonio López de Santa Anna. You know, the dude whose army stormed the Alamo and killed 189 Texan defenders, but then was captured by James Austin Sylvester while he was hiding out in the marsh? That guy. The story of modern chewing gum is actually part of his string of bad luck, which we can only assume was some sort of post-Alamo brujeria spell cast by Davy Crockett. Now, when I say ex-Mexican president Antonio López de Santa Anna, I'm not talking about a dude who was voted out of office for not delivering on unattainable campaign promises. I'm talking about a dude who had to flee into exile after his countrymen accused him of being a tyrant and illegally selling off 29,670 square miles of Mexico as part of the Gadsden Purchase of June 8, 1854. Yeah, he's the dude who sold off what is now southern Arizona and southwestern New Mexico for $10 million. $10 million back then is about $220 million today. And with that kind of cash, you could buy the southwestern bedroom of a Silver Lake condo. On August 12, 1855, General Juan Alvarez successfully overthrew Santa Anna, causing him to flee to the United States. In 1866, while exiled in the United States, Antonio López de Santa Anna met an engineer and inventor named Thomas Adams. Santa Anna, who was a fan of chicle, was convinced he and Thomas Adams could go into business together and make a fortune using chicle as a substitute for rubber to make tires and Wellington boots. After months of frustration, wasted money, and failed experiments, Thomas Adams and Santa Anna abandoned their project and parted ways. Santa Anna went on to become, and this is true, a celebrated cockfighter. While Thomas Adams and his son, fascinated by the Mexican traditions of chewing on chicle, obtained a patent for the gum in 1869, and 2 years later were selling it as Adams New York Chewing Gum, which kicked off the popularity of chewing gum as we know it. Because of its popularity, it became unfeasible for chewing gum to be made from sapodilla trees. So what we chew on today is most likely one of the many synthetic variations inspired by the 11,000-year-old chicle chewing tradition. So the next time you freshen your breath with a stick of gum, keep in mind that you're just one more participant in the ancient Latino tradition of chewing on some chicle. If you're enjoying WYKA, make sure you're helping us elevate the Latino stories shaping our culture by commenting and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Bruno, and I've never chewed gum. What? I don't want to get hit with a light.